let us go to the next sum. So this is the fourth sum. The decomposition of phosphine on tungsten at low pressure is low pressure is a first order reaction. This is because why phosphine decomposition is a first order reaction. They have given 4 alternatives and we have to choose the alternatives. A, rate is proportional to surface coverage. Okay, and the rate is proportional, means directly proportional. It is understood. Rate is inversely proportional to surface coverage. And the third choice is rate is independent of surface coverage. Independent of surface coverage. And fourth is rate of decomposition is very slow. Okay, among these 4 reasons, we have to prove which is the correct reason to substantiate the fact that the decomposition of phosphine is a first order reaction. So phosphine, they will give it as only phosphine. We should know the formula for phosphine. For your sake, I have written, but they will write only as phosphine. Okay, so we should know the formula of phosphine. Phosphine decomposes as, is a decomposition reaction. So phosphine decomposes phosphorus and 3/2 of S2. And you know phosphine is a what? Phosphine, we have studied phosphine in group 15 element, in group 15, in P block elements. Do you remember what is phosphine? Phosphine is a gas, yes. And hydrogen also is a gas. So this is a reaction involving gases. So definitely the equilibrium constant for this reaction depends on the rate of decomposition plus partial pressure. Partial pressure is involved. So if we work out the equilibrium constant for this reaction, K is equal to, so this is a solid, so this thing is not included in the equation. So this is depending upon the concentration of the rate, we will work out the rate in percent in this thing instead of K. Let us see the rate of the reaction. Say, because they have actually said only the rate. So we will use the formula for rate. Rate is equal to K into alpha P by 1 plus alpha P. So whatever is the degree of dissociation and the 2 partial pressure for this thing. So based on this, the K, this is the rate is K into alpha P by alpha P. But the degree of decomposition alpha is very, very low. So the 1 plus alpha P, if you take alpha P, since alpha P is very low, very low compared to 1, very low compared to 1, the denominator alpha p plus 1 plus alpha p is literally 1. So alpha p is a very, very low value. So 1 plus alpha p is equal to this thing. So rate, so the rate is equal to k into alpha p. So means what? K is a constant. Once this equal to sign is removed, if this equal to sign is removed, rate is proportional to alpha p, isn't it? So since that is directly proportional to, rate is directly proportional to alpha p. Since the rate is directly proportional to alpha p, since the rate is directly proportional to the alpha p or directly proportional to the surface of coverage, the reaction follows a first order. So the right answer for this thing, if it is a first order reaction, this is because rate is directly proportional to the surface coverage. Okay. So this choice A is a right answer. Hope you are able to get it. We should know in this what are the things which are there. Phosphine, we should know the formula, and we should also know phosphine is a gas, and we also know phosphine being a gas, that instead of measuring the concentration, we are measuring the partial pressure. Okay. So rate is directly proportional to alpha p. So this is the choice A is the right answer. Right. So let us go to the next sum. What is the activation energy? What is the activation energy for a reaction if its rate doubles when the temperature is increased, is raised from 20 degree Celsius to 35 degree Celsius. Okay. So what they have given, rate constant is equal to R is equal to 8.314 kilojoules per mole per Kelvin. Okay, we should know the activation energy. You know that activation energy is given by the Arrhenius equation. So there are two situations where one temperature, initial temperature is 20 and the final temperature is 35. Okay, so the equation for Arrhenius equation is, you know very well, the reaction rate. Since there are two different rates at 20 degrees, you have a rate constant at K1, and this will be K2. At 20 degrees, the rate constant is K1, and at 35 degrees, the rate constant is K2. So log of K2 by K1, this is the Arrhenius equation. Log of K2 by K1 is equal to minus EA by 2.303 RT, or this 2.303 R. Since the temperature is varying from 20 to 35, we have to take this as the temperature as T1 minus T2 by T1 T2. Okay. In case if the temperature is not varying, it will be the T will be here. So otherwise, if the temperature is varying, initial temperature is T1, this is T2, this. So in this we should know what all things which we know. We have to find the EA, and we have R. Okay, we have initial temperature and we have final temperature. Okay, but K2 and K1 are not known. So unless we know this K2 and K1, it will not be possible for us to arrive at EA using this equation. So how to arrive at K2 and K1? And the reaction rate doubles, they say, and the temperature is 20 and 35. So we have to convert these temperatures to absolute temperature. So what happens, rate depends on rate of the equation, it depends on the rate constant of the equation, rate constant K is proportional to the temperature. Okay, more the temperature, more will be the rate constant. So if the temperature, and not only that, the temperature as well as the rate. Okay, and the rate of the reaction, rate constant depends on the rate of the reaction as well as the this thing. In case if the rate this thing is one is temperature and the other is the rate. Okay, temperature anyway we are taking in here, so we will have to take the rate. So when it is the rate, let the initial rate of this at this equation be T1. So and this is T2. So and rate constant for the first one is K1 is proportional to R1 and K2 is proportional to R2. Okay, but we know R2 is equal to 2 times R1 because the rate doubles. Rate of the reaction doubles. So when so K2 is equal to R2 R 2 times K1. So 2 times R1, right? Okay, 2 times K2 is rate is getting double, R2 is getting double, so R2 is 2 times the R1. Okay, so if you want to know this K2 by K1 is nothing but 2R1 by R1. Okay, 2R1 by R1. 2R1 by R1, if they get cancelled, it becomes 2. Okay, understood? So R2 rate is the rate constant K1 is proportional to the rate of the reaction R1, that is rate of the first reaction, and K2 is proportional to the rate of the second reaction. But R2 we know it is double, that's what they have given. So K2 is proportional to R1. So when you want K2 by K1, it is 2R1 by R1, so R it is 2. So then, what will happen to K2 by K? So once you substitute this K2 by K1 here, the reaction becomes log 2 minus EA by 2.303. Okay, and it is of course we are having it in kilojoules. Let us have it in joules, 8314 joules, because 1 kilojoule is equal to 1000 joules. And T1 into T1 minus T2. T1 is, what is T1? T1 is equal to 273 plus 20. Now because this is in Celsius, we have to convert it to absolute. 273 plus 20 is 293 Kelvin. And T2 is 273 plus 35. 273 plus 35 is, this is coming to 308. Okay, so it should be 15 more. This is 308. So T1 minus T2 is what? 293 minus 308 divided by 293 into 308. Okay, so this is a minus 15. So this comes to minus 15. So this minus and that minus are getting cancelled. Okay, so this is 15 by 293 in this thing. So all this, and log 2 is 0.31. Log 2 is equal to 0.3010, which we know from the Clark's table. So we want only EA. So EA is equal to So once you make the cross multiplication of all, so log 2 is 0.3010 into 2.303 into 8314 into 293 into 308 divided by 15. So on solving this, we are going to get the activation energy. Okay, activation energy, once you get this thing, so what will be the activation energy, unit for activation energy will be in joules. Okay, from the available answers, they have given a set of 4 answers. So from the available answers, whatever be the right answer, and they have given it in kilojoules. Since they have given it in kilojoules, whatever answer we are able to get, that is kilojoules per mole, whatever answer we are able to get, we have to divide it by 1000. So you divide it by 1000 to get the right answer. So among the available choices, the right choice will be almost 37. This this thing will come to almost 34873. So otherwise we have 334 point. The nearest answer given is 34.7. Okay, so this is approximately this many joules per mole. This many joules per mole, or 34.7 kilojoules per mole. Okay, this should be around 34673 or 34.7 kilojoules per mole. Okay, since it is energy, it should be in moles, and since the answer they have given in kilojoules, this can be. So if you want this thing, we want the answer in kilojoules, from the beginning, instead of having it as 834, you can even have it as 8.314. Here itself it can be 8.314. Okay, hope you are able to understand. Okay, so here you can, to avoid the multiple this thing, try to work out a simple methodology, cancelling this 15. So this 15 can be approximately 0.02. Okay, so and this 0.02 and 2.303 may come to almost the thing, and then try to multiply. Hope you are able to get the answer. I am actually using this Arrhenius equation, then trying to find out what is K2 by K1 from this thing which is there in the sum, then converting all to Kelvin scale.